Good morning, everyone. Welcome to an early edition of the Art of NFT Business. I am your host, Jonathan Goodman, with my co-host, Florian Vallot. We've got an exciting episode to kick off with. We just want to remind everybody that we are not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. So I got the POAPs working this week.
Yes.
It's an interesting thing. POAP has they had an influx of funding. They've made a couple of changes that I had to now prep and learn for. One of them is that it takes 24 hours to get a secret word. We now have that secret word. I believe it is available, and we'll tell you what that word is in a second. If you're watching this right now, you want to go in and you want to download your POAP app. If you haven't already done so, it looks like this. It's a very cool little tool. And then you want to go to Mint and you want to put the secret word in. And I'm going to tell you what the secret word is right now. It is, and I'm just going to verify that it worked. It worked. It is Wabi. WABI. Very easy, and I'm going to be telling that to you throughout this morning edition. Let's get this kicked off. Florian, how are you doing?
I'm good. I really enjoy early bird, so I'm ready to go. Yeah.
You're an early man. You wake up early. I could do it too. I woke up 5 o'clock. I have to do my yoga first thing in the morning. So I get that done. Took my shower, got myself ready, and I'm all set. You went down to South Beach yesterday, right?
I did. That was my first time. I was finally settling down in Miami. I have my bike, so I kind of enjoyed my little bike ride the whole day. So it was really enjoyable.
It is really beautiful down there, isn't it?
It's different. Let's put it that way.
It's definitely different. It is, but there are great restaurants. There are great nightclubs. I know we've talked about this before. We don't have too many things in common. You're a soccer player. I'm an entrepreneur. We both wake up early in the morning. I spent my 20s and 30s in the clubs. You don't go clubbing. We both don't drink. That's something that we have in common. We won't drink coffee and we don't drink alcohol. But I was surprised to find out that you don't go to the clubs. I will tell you, if you ever get down to the South Beach, Miami clubs, they are fantastic. So let's talk about some news. We've highlighted two. I'm going to go out here and we'll go out here and share my screen so that we can take a look at some of the news. Two interesting things. We like to incorporate soccer into the news when we can, and we certainly had two great articles this week. One is, I can't even pronounce the name of this bank. I believe it's Sygnum. We'll go with Sygnum then. Bank is set to release a soccer-themed sculpture as ASTs. And I actually had to look up what an AST is, and it is an art security token. So Sygnum Bank is collaborating with Swiss-born artist sculptor David Flugy. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name, to issue 6,000 art security tokens. The tokens focus on the 2010 FIFA World Cup hosted by South Africa, the 2014 FIFA World Cup hosted by Brazil, the 2018 FIFA World Cup hosted by Russia, and the artwork immortalizes the achievements of legendary players. And probably you would be better off reading these because as I am professionally known to have screwed up so many names in the past, Oliver Kahn, Lionel Messi, obviously, Ronaldinho, Zidane. Am I destroying it? Am I destroying it? Please take over. Correct me.
It's fine because it's in French we say Zinedine Zidane, but it's
Zinedine
good. Yeah,
Zidane.
Zizou is enough.
Oh, Zizou. And many others displaying with their written signatures. The collection is valued at $6.5 million. The three assets will be offered exclusively to the professional and institutional clientele of Sygnum Bank via an auction sale commencing in April this year, holders of the ASTs will receive a proportional share of the sale in relation to their holding amount. And that's kind of an interesting sentence that I put in there because I'm going to assume that means that if you have more money in the bank, you will have more percentage of the holding sale. It's a little confusing. I'm sure they all know what they're doing. According to the official announcement, Victory Works intends to reserve around half of the ASTs for future endeavors, in addition to pledging 20% of the overall proceeds to charitable foundations supporting the livelihoods of children in developing nations. And the other piece of news that is also rather interesting, let me just bring this up here. This wasn't necessarily a news article. It was something that I found out, is that the New Jersey, New York Gotham FC, which is the women-run soccer team in New York, similar to the Red Bulls. They actually play at Red Bull Stadium. I believe this year they'll be playing there. They are doing, they have now, their major supporter is Algorand. Let me see if I can get one of these jerseys in front of me. Let's see. There we go, Algorand. Now I was pretty surprised. Algorand it's a decentralized permissionless blockchain protocol that anyone can use to develop applications and transfer value. The Algorand protocol is powered by a novel consensus algorithm that enables fast, secure, and scalable transactions. The blockchain uses proof of stake, not proof of work. The protocol is designed to solve three of the biggest problems most blockchains face: security, scalability, and decentralization. What I thought was interesting here is, and you know, we had this also at Red Bull, the Japanese manufacturer of construction, large equipment. I can't even remember what the name. Do you remember what the name of that sponsor was? I can't.
Is it Yamaha?
No, it wasn't Yamaha. It was a different name, and they specialized in construction manufacturing. And I just thought it was interesting that that they would sponsor the Red Bulls, and I also think it's interesting that Algorand is sponsoring the Gotham FC because, you know, the name of Algorand, now I hear Algorand because I'm in the industry. I hear it almost every single day in everything that I read. It's a protocol that is getting more popular. There's a lot of promise behind it. They think that it's going to be really great. It's even behind Cardano, and Cardano is about 2 years behind Ethereum. But I think that it's interesting that they invested and they sponsored Gotham FC to have their names on the t-shirts. Of course, it's brand awareness, right? So that's one of the things that you're talking about, is that you want to get the brand out there. People see the jersey, they say, what is Algorand? They look that up. They see that it's a blockchain protocol. That kind of gets people interested in it. But I was surprised by this. This was something that, you know, I mean, it would be like Cardano or Ethereum sponsoring a sports club, which I think would be amazing. You know, but like things like Emeritus, they, you know, it's understandable that they would sponsor whoever this. Who's your sponsor in Miami FC? Who's your major?
It is scooters, electric scooter company called Helbies.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. So it's an electric. That's what that is. So, but down in Miami, everybody's on a scooter. So that.
Not really, actually. Everybody like Ferrari, Porsche, Bentley's car. I'm not there yet, and so I don't intend to like drive one of those. But it's
right.
I like my bike so far. So.
Listen, if the bike does it, that's all you need. You don't need to be driving one of these Porsches.
I've had a lot of compliments about this bike because it's made of bamboo. It's handmade in Mexico and out of bamboo. So
Oh wow.
It's pretty like specific and then unique. So it's fun to write it.
We should get them to sponsor the show. There you go. That's fantastic. Get you on the bike. We could do the show from the bike. Yeah, no. So I think so. I just wanted to mention that like Algorand is going to be doing. They're going to be sponsoring the Gotham FC. We certainly wish those women the best of luck this season. Let's move over to what's in your wallet. I know that that's a Capital One phrase that we're probably going to get sued for at some point, but I think that I think this is a good launching point for the conversation of what we're going to have today, which is I really wanted to talk about free NFTs, and let's talk about yours first, and then let's get into what we've got going on in what I'm doing. Let me bring this up so that we can see this. So you really scored here, didn't you? This is quite incredible. Tell us the story here, Florian. How did you get this?
It was been a while since I had like been in the Panda Dynasty Discord, and they're still working on the next phase. Like I think it's phase 7. It's a click game coming up in 2 weeks or something. But I had done previously I had done like the previous stages, and I had got the washing machine to wash my pandas. And looking at my pandas, I was looking at the ranking, and because I have 2 pandas that I bought like early on last year, and I was like, I kind of want a third one, like a little bit closer to the 100, for example. And so I was looking at it, and this one ranked number 25 was at 0.06.
Incredible.
To me, it was like it was way below like is like value. Floor price being at 0.03, which is already really low for this project. And I was like, I need to get it. I need to get it because it's just unique, being like in the top like 50, like top 30 out of like 8,888 it was just like I had to. And
it was a steal.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I mean, the steal. I mean, you could literally right now turn around. Number 24 is being sold for 2.99. Number 28 is being sold for 2.69. You got this for 0.06. That's an incredible sale. That's unbelievable. You could turn around right now and sell this for 2 ETH, and somebody's going to grab that.
I could, but I really believe in this project, and I really want to like. I'm holding like all the NFTs that I'm getting. I'm holding, besides one that I'll explain later what happened, but and also like when you look at the panda, you see like the French flag, you see like I like the whole vibe about it, and I think it like suits me really well. So, and we talked about it last time, so it was a great find.
Yeah, it's a great find. It's amazing. So let me ask you something. So let's talk about the washing machine, because we talked about this. You heard about my concerns. I love my 2 pandas. I'm worried that I'm going to put it through the washing machine and they'll lose some of the accents that I really love about the 2 that I own. When you put yours through, are you going to bring yours up so that you can show us what happened when you put it through the panda?
I don't think I can, but so basically on OpenSea, the pandas are still the same. The only thing that happened, it kind of extracted one of the accessories for the future like in game they're creating, like the fighting game they're creating.
Oh, so it added an accessory.
Yeah. So when I go on my OpenSea page, I see the panda the way they were, and the panda pass that I got is one of the accessory that is part of my panda. So basically all 3 of my panda have umbrellas in it. And this is the accessory that got extracted from it. And that was given to me by the Panda Dynasty project, but my panda on the OpenSea are still the same.
Including the background and everything like that.
Including the background and everything. Like
Oh,
the picture like you showed about the panda that I have is the one that I bought, and that what was extracted was the umbrella that you see in the background. But everything is the same on OpenSea.
Oh, let me wait. Let's look at that for a second again. So when we're looking at, oh, there's an umbrella in the background.
Yes.
That's this added it to the listing. This wasn't there originally.
This wasn't there. So when you get those passes from Panda, it goes to your hidden like NFTs. And so I got like 3 umbrellas because each of my Panda has umbrellas in the back. But I'm sure like if it was something different, I would have extracted something like, I don't know, we can see number 30 in the back right now has a surfboard. Maybe it would have been the surfboard, or maybe something else.
Oh, I see. Yes,
And
yes,
number
yes.
number 24 has a knife. I'm sure it was going to be the knife. I think those are accessories used that can be used for the fight game they're creating.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's so okay. Well, then I guess I'll wash my pandas. So we'll do that. We'll do that for next week. I'll talk about what happened with my pandas, as long as it doesn't change the form and what my panda is wearing, and that kind of royal that royal look, the Elton John look that I talked about last week. Then I'll be happy. Then I'm totally fine. If it's adding something to it and it's not changing anything, that'll be great. And then I guess that tool, so umbrella, surfboard, sword, these are all going to be functions of the kind of Mortal Kombat style game that they're going to be releasing in the next couple of weeks. Is it weeks or days?
I think it's probably months, because in a week or two, it's going to be more like a click game again. Like point and click game to get another pass. But I think it might be happening after the treasure hunt is done. I think it's my opinion, but we'll see.
Well, we're going to get Gabriel back on the show, so he'll give us all that information. I think he's coming back at the end of March.
Okay.
And what this is good is, I wanted to kind of talk. This is a perfect segue into what's in my wallet, right? Because I love the fact that Panda Dynasty is taking the long view, right? They're looking at this over the long haul instead of all of these NFT projects that are just rushing to mint. They're promising these things that are never going to happen, and they're making their $2 million, the originating of the sale. They're making a good amount when things get resold on the secondary market, but there's really there's no long view for these projects. But you take a Panda Dynasty and you take the Wabby Punks, which is I'm going to talk about now, and you see that this is a much longer projected project, right? So let's take a look at the Wabby Punks. I want to show everyone what I got. I'm only going to show one. There's a reason for that. So these are Wabby Punks. I have number 580. And the great thing about the Wabby Punks is that these are actually free to mint. You're only paying gas fees. And as early risers as we are, the best time to buy is like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the lowest gas price. And you sent me that chart, so I know the days that are better than not. I went ahead and I minted 24 of these. So it took a little while. There was something that went wrong in the minting. It was a little bit weird. What I did was buying 8 on my public wallet, and then I minted the other. I can't do the math right now. All the others on my ledger. I just didn't. I had money here and I had money there, and I didn't want to pay for the gas fees. But what happened was when I went ahead and minted on my public wallet, 2 of them didn't show up, but they were there. but they just didn't. I couldn't get them in to show in my wallet, and this is a glitch either in OpenSeas or in the blockchain, and it's honestly not the blockchain, because I worked with the Wabi Punks guys, and they were able to show me, and I knew immediately that they were all in my wallet. But for some reason, they weren't showing that. Those two weren't showing up in OpenSea. Now everything obviously is transferred over to my ledger, and everything is showing up fine. But I thought that that was an interesting, OpenSea just, I went with OpenSea full on, as did many of us in the beginning, because when you looked at the amount of time that they were in this industry, they were in it for a much longer time than any of the other competitors, Mintable and Foundation and all these others. And so I just felt that they had their stuff together. That, turns out not to be the case. They're actually falling behind. They're not, they've, investors have said that they're worth, billions of dollars. They still have like a team of 12. Like, they haven't expanded. They're not growing their company fast enough. And so I think that they're going to fall behind. What I love these guys. I mean, I think this artwork, I know we have completely differing views on artwork for the most part. I love these guys. What do you think about these guys?
I think they're funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could, like, there was still some project that you can mint for free. But when you look at some of the most important project in the NFT space, they first started free minting. So at least you start with something that did not cost you a lot of money, and your expectation are probably not high. But if they deliver on the long run, this is a really, really good investment if you want to flip. But if you want to hold it and it give you some really good utilities, it's awesome. Because I think I see it as a founder of a project, especially now with the NFT space, because you get fees when it resell. Selling it for free is a smart idea, but you don't get the funds that you need to be able to continue and develop the project on the long run, which is it's a 50% chance it works, because you're going to need money to be able to build what you want to build. But again, it doesn't, minting free doesn't really put the consumer like really like into like, oh, I hope they deliver. I hope it's not a rug pull. Like, if it's a rug pull, you spend probably $50 on gas, and that's it.
Right. Exactly. It's low cost, low expectations. I want to just talk about for a second, what a lot of people don't realize is the amount of money that is generated in these secondary sales, right? So let's pull up Panda Dynasty, and we can see, I'm going to pull this up for everybody so that they can see the activity. 185 ETH here. I'll let you guys see all this. 185 ETH is the volume trade. And I didn't really understand what that meant, before, but now I understand that, that means that, all of this ETH goes back to the Panda Dynasty group, right? Mm-hmm. So 185 ETH times about $3,000, which is where Ethereum is $500,000. Now, I don't know I don't know how much of that is that Panda keeps, or how much of that, if that's where the activity is, if they're showing that percentage or they're showing the amount of sales. But I'm assuming that, like, even if it's 5%, if they're keeping 5%, that's still almost $30,000. Even if they're generating $30,000, annually or whatever it might be, they started off with the $2 million. Gabriel's very smart, so he knows how to manage this project economically, as opposed to some kids that, launch a project, get $2 million, think that they're, multimillionaires, buy a Lamborghini, and then there's no money to do marketing. There's no money to do these things. But, going back to the Wabi Punks, so they're going to release 9,000. Let's see, what is it? 9,000?
9,007, I think.
77. And yeah, I mean, they're all free. And what that allows somebody to do is, and you're right. I mean, some of these really incredible projects started out as free. And it kind of makes me think, we're doing a lot of stuff in the back end, working for Trigonal and building what we're going to be doing, hopefully by the second quarter. We wanted it to be the first quarter, but things are getting delayed. It's a trade-off, right? Do I release these NFTs as free for gas, gain the interest of the NFT collector audience, and then kind of work off of that, even though it's a lesser amount of money, right? Instead of having $2 million in the bank, now I'm going to have whatever the trading is. Now for Wabby Punks, they have 9,077. They've sold 2,000, which is really incredible, right? Let's actually take a look. So this is one of my 24 Wabby Punks. And what I really love about this guy is his percentages are incredible. So 6% have a purple trait, 2% have a blue coin, 0.71 have a scooter, and 0.75 are golden mouth, and 1% is book red. So, I mean, out of all of my 24, this guy is like the rarest that I've gotten so far. But of course, they have these special rares that I haven't even, legendary Wabby Punks. So if you get an animated Wabby Punk, those are super rare. So I don't know. I mean, $100 in for gas, and I get myself another 20. I could be doing this every single month for they're not going to sell out 9,000. They may sell out 9,000. I'm going to guess if at the rate that they're going at now,
they'll sell it out after this video.
Yes, after this video, exactly. Well, I'll tell you, not only this video, but what's interesting is, I don't know if you're involved with Blue Checks, and we'll talk about Blue Checks in a little bit. But not only that, but I'm in a meetup in New Jersey of collectors. And we meet this coming Wednesday. We meet every Wednesday, every once a month on Wednesday, the second Wednesday of every month, I should say. And I'm going to present this to them because, this is a great opportunity. And I mean, some of those guys are whales, right? Some of those guys are, I can't say who's in the group, but there are some really incredible people in that group. They could go in and they could buy 1,000 themselves, like that, like nothing. Spend whatever it's going to cost, like $10,000 for gas of grabbing 1,000 of these guys.
So many projects that are coming and popping up on social anyway, so it's really hard to select the one that are not like Rock Bull, the one that are legit, the one that are giving you like the one that are the founders are working properly and offering the right amount of information rather than just like marketing like the really cool art but nothing behind it, and
right.
And a lot of people pushing it like because they're getting paid or because they're getting free NFTs, and that's not helping.
Right. No, it's really detrimental to the industry. I mean, I feel bad a little bit, not a lot. A lot of people are FOMOing in, right? The fear of missing out. So they're grabbing NFTs. And what happens is if you get involved in a YouTube channel or an influencer who's not really on the up and up, like when we do our interviews, those are, as we go forward, those are paid promotions. Like we are either getting NFTs to be able to give out to people that we hold in our own wallet, or we're getting cash. We're not going to be, just talking about now. There's a difference, right? So the things that we already have in our wallet, the things that we've already spent money on, those are obviously our own opinions. We bought that ourselves. That's something different, right? But
the project that we are interviewing or talking with, or the project that we do, like we made our own research before, we are like reaching out to them if they want something to be like marketed out there, or they reach out to us and we do our research before we give them an answer rather than just they don't come to us and are like, okay, we want to interview, okay, jump in. No, it's like we do our own research. We make sure that what we're going to present to the people are pretty legit. What they have behind it is structured and is not like a rock pool and everything. And going back to what you said about the FOMO, is like it's still a niche. So the more people are coming in, the more people are going to be like, oh, they don't really know what they're doing. We've been there like for a year, a little bit more than a year now. It started way before us, but we're still like in the process of learning. We're learning every day because there's a lot of things changing, and with all the people coming in, and there's a lot of potential for quick money for people that just create projects. So you have to be careful. You have to do your own research, follow, as you said, like the people on YouTube or Twitter that have been in the space for a long time and don't really promote projects, but at all part of them, like follow some of the project that you follow as well. And one of the best one that we had was that guy named Gianluca on YouTube, like the one we started following like last year. So, and he's been growing in popularity, and what he does is great. It's really informational and gives really good insight into the space.
Oh, that's interesting. So you followed Gianluca.
I don't follow him. Like I follow him on Twitter. I look sometimes at tweets, but sometimes when I really want to know what's going on in the space, he's the one I would go for on YouTube and see what he's talking about.
That's interesting. And my go-to is Brett Malkowski or Malkowski, whatever it is. And that's actually how I started, is that I started watching his videos, and then he released what was oh gosh, I'm blanking on what he released. Oh, Mushrooms, the Magic Mushroom Clubhouse. Right. And then he had this WAGMI. So now he's gone into like creating an entire marketing, system called WAGMI Studios. And so I bought that NFT for the WAGMI group. And they really do their due diligence in what they're going to promote and who they're going to promote. But if you get in, it's almost like the wrong door. Like if you choose the wrong door and you get in with an influencer, there have been influencers that I've stopped following because they've been involved in rug pulls, or they've just kind of given the wrong message, or, they're focused on the wrong thing. And so it's important to not only match up the influencer that you're listening to, but also know that you have to do your own research, right? This, at the end of the day, these are just little pieces of artwork, right? They're really just, it's funny, Brett put out a question, do you own your image for your NFT? And the answer that I gave was, no, you own a line in the blockchain. And that's literally all that you own, because at the end of the day, just like they added an umbrella for your NFT, they can switch out that image at a moment's notice and you won't have any control over it. You don't actually have control of the image, right? So you have to know whether or not you're getting into a project that is built by a group and has a community that is solid. And if you don't have that, you're going to wind up being in a rug pull. And look, I know people that have lost like a lot of money in some of these things. And look, everybody's going to lose money, right? Because NFTs are going to go to zero, just like Gary Vaynerchuk says, with the exception of a couple of projects. I don't even know in terms of risk, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, how is that valued at $4 billion when Marvel was acquired by Disney for $5 billion valuation? Like, what have they done? And so you have to kind of ask yourself and look at this from a very like investor collector, moment, and say, like, do I have the money to invest in this? Is this the right project for me? At the end of the day, you want to be able to go into that wallet and feel good about that wallet.
Yeah.
When I look at what's in my Ledger wallet compared to what's in my public wallet is filled with just all garbage. It's just all stuff that I bought when there was basically no gas fees. I was just trying to understand what the market was. And they're not really great. They're stupid NFTs that really don't have any utility behind them. But then you look at my Ledger wallet and you're like, oh, wow, like there's a lot of projects that have done very well and have that momentum, that longevity. So I kind of wanted to get back to this idea of like the free NFTs, because it's the same thing with Panda Dynasty, where like,
the investment then winds up to just be the gas fees. Now, of course, like as if Ethereum 2 comes out this year and the gas fees are lowered, gosh, like, you know, getting in at that moment when something is free, like I would grab like 1,000 of them, right? So you've got to know like when to kind of jump into the whole thing. I just wanted to say that the Wabby Punks is a unique avatar with randomly generated traits. Wabby Punks are collected on the ERC 721 NFTs. Each Wabby Punk is programmatically generated and provably unique. A total of 9,077 unique Wabby Punk NFTs will be created. There are 5 different types of Wabby Punks: human, zombie, corrupted, glowing, and mooner. Let me just show everybody what that means. Let's take a look at this. Human, zombie, corrupted, glowing, and mooner. And I could tell you, after having bought 24 of these, glowing is rare. Out of the 24, I don't have any glowing. I don't know if that's just the randomization. I have a ton of mooners, I have a ton of corrupted, I have a ton of zombies, and I have some humans. But the glowing, nothing. But the great thing is that this becomes like a game, right? Because if I can throw in $100 and I can get 10 to 20 different NFTs, then there's really no risk to me on what I get. But it's everything is a positive. And if this now takes 10 years for Wabby Punks to, you know, wind up where Crypto Skulls is or where Bored Ape Yacht Club is, I'm fine with that because all I did was spend money on gas.
No, that's true, and it's a long game. I feel like it's more an investment if you really want to use some of the NFTs you're getting. Like I got on one project called Hero of Mavia, and it's a project that is a mix of Axie Infinity and Clash of Clans, for example. And so they basically launched launched their first phase, which is buy a piece of land to be able to use in the game.
Oh,
so it's one of the 3 phases as they have. I think they do the land first, and then I think they do the avatar second, and maybe the tools are like fighting objects for the third project that we got on with the blue check, and we got whitelisted for it, and we did some promotion because we really believed in it, and especially when you play Clash of Clans and you really know like how Axie Infinity works. I think it was really interesting, and we got like to mint a piece of land, and there was three different type of category of land. It was common, rare, and legendary. And already when you look at the floor of this project, it's already ×3 from the mint. But this is a project that I want to hold because I want to see how it works in the game, in the gaming space. Like owning a land, being able to rent or use it to create the in token that is, I think, Ruby, I think. It's really interesting to me, so that's why I usually don't buy to flip. I buy to hold and really try to utilize the whole NFT that I'm getting.
Do you know so you're saying the current land has gone up in value 3 times from the time that you mint this, or did the blue check group as a whole mint this?
No, we were a bunch in there. We got to mint our own. So I was whitelisted to mint a rare piece of land, which was minted at 0.6, and I think it's currently selling for 2 ETH, a little bit under 2 ETH. Because what they're offering with this piece of land is I think is really interesting once the game starts, because you can rent the place, like you can rent your space, you can loan it to someone else. You can there's a lot of things you can do to earn the in token, which is Robbie, and then use that Robbie to get to transfer it for other cryptocurrency like Ethereum, Bitcoin, or whatever. So I think I like what they're doing. It's really interesting. And and there's a lot of traction behind it. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks and few months when they launch the other phase.
Do you know if Ruby is a token that can then, is this a play to earn game?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow. So Ruby converts to Ethereum or some other coin.
I think it could be, yes.
Interesting. Well, this is great. We should be honest with each other and telling each other what we're purchasing more often. I should have told you about my projects, and you should tell me about your projects as well. This wasn't on the list, and I'm going to have to research this after this. But what was on the list was this Brain Dome game. You told me about this, and I was pretty surprised about one fact that you're going to mention now.
Yes, so Brain Dome is a game that you can find on the Apple Store. I had, as it says on their website, has more than 150 million downloads. And they decided to create their own NFT. The art is great, so there's a community behind it. There's like a physical, not a physical, but like there's something. It's not a project out of the blue. And originally they were supposed to mint 10,000. And what happened was all the whitelisted people, I think they had whitelisted like a lot, I think for 5,000 or something, minted their own. And out of the blue, they just decided to burn the 5,000 others and don't do public mint. So we were like a bit surprised. And the reason behind it, there's no real reason behind it. They were saying that they want to make it like a little bit more unique and have less how do you say that? Have less like NFTs available, so like it makes it a little bit more rare. And from there, the floor price dropped really low. It was minting at 0.25 and it went like to 0.18. I think people got really scared and kind of like try to cut their losses.
Yeah.
But I personally minted too, and I think I'm just going to hold and see what's going to happen, because I think what they have is pretty strong, because they have the game, they had a community behind it. It was just a bit surprising for the community to see them burn the other 5,000, because it was definitely going to sell out. So now we're just waiting on the official roadmap to come out and see what we can do with those NFTs. The reveal is like, I think at the end of the week. But again, like surprising from that kind of project to burn half of their supply. So it's we'll see. Right now the floor went back up to 0.22, but with Ethereum price being like a bit low right now, it's still under the value like everybody minted it at.
Interesting. Did you grab any of those?
I had two, yes. I went list spot for two of them, yeah.
And you got them. That's so that there's got to be a story behind that, because if you have 5,000 people in your whitelist and you assume that everyone's going to buy two, even if half of those people are,
so I don't think it was 5,000, man. It was probably 2,500. But everybody that was on the whitelist got theirs, and ended up being like 5,000 on supply. So they were like, we're going to burn the other half of it.
That's incredible. Why? That's strange. I mean, that's strange.
It's strange, but at the same time, you look at it like, okay, they have a game already. They're already probably making money out of this game. They don't really need the funds to develop the NFT project, because they already have an in-game that's bringing the funds. So it's probably from their end, it's coming from, listen, it's cut to half, so we have less supply and it becomes a little bit more rare.
150 million downloads of a game that is going to have NFTs in it, with burning half. And what I think is interesting is that it's not just burning half of the 10,000. They've gone back into the website and they have changed that 10,000 to now read 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's a story there. There's got to be a story there. There's something there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting. So I'm gonna download Brain Dome games from my iOS, see what that's gonna be. We will have to monitor this project as it continues on. You're an incredible optimist. I too would be just as concerned about this. We don't really sell our NFTs. I mean, I've sold the gallery NFTs, but I've never sold any of my personal NFTs.
Oh,
You were
I've sold
getting,
one.
yeah, you were going to tell that story. You were going to talk about that.
So what happened was I minted 3 Angels and Devils NFT, which was 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, and we talked about Angels and Devils the last episode. If you want to look at it, just go on YouTube or see one of the parts where we're talking about it. And I decided to use that 3 mint rule, which is so mint 3, sell 1 after minting, and then keep 2, and then keep the one who's the rarest. So I'm trying to make my money back, and I put my one of the 3 at a certain price to get my money back. And I forgot about it, and mints happened, and reveal happened. And one of the 3 that I had was my rarest, which was not really low. It was like in the 2000, but he had like a bunch of trades that were really cool. And of course, so reveal happens at 5 p.m. and at 5:01 or 5:10, I was coming back from practice, and I look at my phone. I was like, oh, I forgot about the reveal. Let's try to like get it off the OpenSea market. And it was too late. It was already gone. Somebody had scooped it, and then I was like, it was okay because I had made my money back, and I had still 2 of them, but it was my rarest one, and it was a like really bad mistake. So it was my first sale.
That's the risk. That's the risk. We talked about this last week. You're blind as to what you're actually selling. So had you sold another one, you would now have the rarest of the 3. It wasn't. You're saying that it's in the 2,000 under the 10,000 range, which is still good. Right? Not as amazing as the fact that you grabbed that number 25 of the Panda. That's incredible. That's like the greatest story that you're going to have for a while. But in other words, out of the 3, you sold the rarest of those.
Yes, and it's okay. Like I have 2 others that I really like too as well. And it's a cool project that we're seeing like it's going to come with good value as well and good utility. So there's a really good community behind it. The fact that it's sold out really quick and their community is not as big as you would expect it to be, it shows how strong it is. So it's going to be a fun project. I'm still a little bit like better about the fact that I lost one of them such a stupid mistake, but it's good because at least I'm learning. So it's fun.
Right. It's a good mistake to make once.
Yes.
You won't make that mistake again. But at the same time, you made back your money. So
yes, of
now
course.
you can invest in some other NFT project.
Exactly.
Right. Let's talk about what Blue Checks is doing. So in addition to that hero of Mavia, they're also getting involved with MetaMouse Clubhouse. Let's bring that up and talk a little bit about that.
MetaMouse was like a project that one of the guy in the community and myself kind of like start talking back and forth, and he was like, oh, I'm already in contact with them. I think I like what they're doing. Let's see what they actually look like, the roadmap and the utility behind it. And the talks ended up being like, let's do a partnership. Let's do like, I think let's promote you guys. I think what you're doing is cool. And of course it was long like back and forth talks and making sure that we are actually pushing the right project with the right mindset. We have the help of a team called the Rock Pool Finders. I think it's there on Twitter. They help us with making sure like the project that we want to push on our rock pools, because they have been like really helping this community by like trying to put on the spot some of the projects that are rug pulls. So it's a great collaboration. And we just like, I think it was 2 days ago or something. Yeah, we just partnered with MetaMouse. I think it's a funny art project. I think it's a funny project. There's a lot of utilities behind it. I'll let you like check out their website. But we do work as like as a community, really strong community. We share information, as I said last week, and we try to utilize the fact that we have that blue check. That's what we call the blue check, to help promote the project that we do like, that we do support, do want to support. And it's fun because like there's a lot of enthusiasm in this community, a lot of guys that are new to the NFT. So there's a lot of help. We help each other. We share, like we talk about not only NFTs, but we have also a lot of talks about like the crypto world, the investment world, soccer, obviously. So it's great, and it's building. It's only like a few weeks old, and we see how we're growing right now, and we see a lot of people trying to follow what we're doing. So it feels good to be able to help the right project and help the newcomers into the space to kind of like navigate that space, which is a bit like crazy right now.
This is great. When does this actually mint?
I don't remember exactly. I haven't really checked their website in a while.
Let's see.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see when they're actually going to mint. But what I think is interesting is this thing, the staking capabilities. So MetaMouse will introduce staking in an awesome new way to tie in one of our earlier utilities. Staking will be used as a method of entry to our raffle of NFT giveaways. As the clubhouse purchases other NFTs to give away to our community, you will gain raffle tickets by staking your MetaMouse NFT. Each day, a mouse is staked, one cheese coin, which will be used to purchase raffles. 3 cheese equals 1 raffle entry. This is multiplied by however many mice you hold. If you have 5 mice, you will receive 5 cheese coins a day. You can choose how many raffles you can put into any given giveaway, if any at all. Save them up for a project you really are interested in, or enter every one. Oh, interesting. So it's not that they're just going to give away MetaMouse NFTs. It's going to be that there's multiple things that they're going to give away, and a partnership with Blue Checks means that there's a possibility that there could be jerseys, soccer balls, events, things like that could be given away. That's really awesome. Exactly. That's great. Very, very cool. Very interesting stuff. And Blue Check really seems to be gaining ground in terms of what they're doing, their experience, everything like that. That's a lot of really great stuff. Hey,
it's pretty young, as I said earlier. It's like 3 or 4 weeks old, and we're already seeing like athletes joining that have a lot of influence in the social media space. So that help us like having a bigger impact.
Any big names? Any big names that we would know? Besides Florian Valot, obviously.
No. There's a bunch. I don't know if I can say anything, but there's a bunch of guys. So it's not only Americans, it's also Europeans, it's Africans, it's not only soccer players, there's a bunch. I think there's a bunch of like other sports in there. There's a bunch of other people from the entertainment industry. So that's what we call it, Blue Check. We could have called it like soccer check or soccer, whatever. It's a Blue Check. So it's entertainment industry people from sports, artists, and that's why.
And what do you do? Do you have like a chat, or do you have like a meeting every week? How does that go?
We have a chat. It's like almost like this. It's like Discord. It's like everybody every day, like chatting about what they've seen, what they're talking about. Like we share information. We like, do we like this one? No, yes, why? Let's research on those, and then we come up with with a decision. Of course, we have like 2 or 3 leaders, like we have captains in a team, like they end up pushing and doing like the last push on some of the project. But it's a real community. It's a strong community because it's just a few of us, and to get in there, it's like you cannot join like you join Discord, like accept invite or whatever. So that's why it's good, because like everybody's really helping each other, and it's been awesome so far. Really awesome.
That's great. That's really awesome. That sounds like I'm in this WAGMI Studios group. You're in the Blue Checks group, working behind the scenes to get, because like you said before, there are so many NFT projects that are launching, right? We had this big Bored Ape Yacht Club, happen. And then, we went from having one NFT project really at the very beginning was like almost one NFT project per week. Now we have 40 per day, just producing and producing and producing. How do you make the decision as to which ones you're going to actually invest in? You have a group like Blue Checks that are behind it. They've spoken to the teams. You've got what was the name of that checker again? The team, the group that you're working with that says that yes, this is good.
Rug Pull Finders.
Rug Pull Finder. I'm going to just write.
RPF.
And so you're getting them involved. They go and they check out a project. I'm sure that there's a ton of projects that you've just decided not to invest in and not to say okay to.
Yeah, so there's a lot of project that, of course, the more traction you'll get, and the fact that you have blue checked, and the fact that you're talking about NFTs, like I've told you, I've had DMs of, oh, you should check out this project. It's awesome. And then you look at the account, it's like 0 followers, 0 like posts or whatever. And so of course we're going to get a lot of demand, and it's our job to filter it, to be able to propose something that's legit.
Yeah.
We're not gonna push any project because they're offering money or because they're offering free NFTs. We are making sure that the project that we are like supporting are real and strong. And the only example I can give is the Braindom one. Some of the guys were really, really pissed about the fact that they burned without giving any notice. So some of them like decided to like delete all the posts that they made of this project because they kind of felt that they were played a little bit. So it's what we do is try to like bring the most information as possible to us first, so we can support and push the project that we do like, that we do think is going to do well, and support them.
Yeah. That's difficult, right? You guys are in the public eye. What you say matters more than what a lot of other people would have to say. You're coming from sports athletes. It's a fascinating thing from the culture side, right? Because your brain is soccer. It's like 95% soccer, right? And the other 5% is if it's focused on these other things, and then you happen to mention these other things, all of a sudden people take your word as the value behind anything that is being discussed. So it's a very precarious position to be in, that you really have to know that if you're going to sponsor and support a project, it comes back on you. It's a reflection of you. You're in the public eye, as all these athletes are. And so when a project like Braindomes doesn't, go well, or decides to burn, I could definitely understand that there would be some athletes that would be like, wait, what am I involved in? What am I getting other people involved in? I have to be super careful. But using this Rug Pull Finder, again, you would hope that you're kind of getting more satisfactory information than everybody else is, right? Because like you're saying, like some of the athletes that are coming in are new to this, even newer than you and I are, right? We've been in it for a year and a half now. Some guys, some people are probably coming in, a couple of months in, right? that's definitely a challenge. And so you get a project like Braindomes, and you optimistically are looking at as, okay, well, now there's less on the market. There's more opportunity for me. Hopefully they'll turn this thing around. They have 150 million downloads. I mean, I would conclude the same thing that you would. I would be really concerned of why they did the 5,000 burn instead of just the 5,000 hold. And here's a perfect example. Let's go back to WAGMI Studios for a second. They did a 20,000 push. They did a 20,000 print. They only sold 10,000. Now they sold those 10,000 in minutes, right? Because everybody who follows either Brett or Kosher Plug or Benji Bento, I may have gotten that wrong. Though that's what makes up WAGMI. So in 2 seconds they could sell 10,000. What happened was once those 10,000 went, the other 10,000 sat there and they said, okay, we're going to take this off the market. They didn't burn them. They just took them off the market. And so that as they grow, they'll be able to add more people and more people will be interested because they're growing, right? And we're so super new to this. 6 months from now, they could say, okay, we're going to release another 5,000. It's different in the fact that it's not geocoded. So it's just one image. So you're repeating that image over and over and over again. It's not like Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's not like whether Braindomes did the same thing. But then they'll to burn the other 5,000. It's questionable. It's questionable,
but I think it would have been better for us if they had told their partners because we kind of promoted their stuff. But if they give us in advance an announcement listen guys, I think we want to do this, we want to burn half because we want to limit supply to increase the rarity and the demand. Okay, fine then. Fine. But doing it on the spot without any kind of formal announcement, that's kind of was a bit hard for us to take. And that's where our frustration came from. Again, I think this project is still solid in my opinion because of the game they have behind it. So we'll see what happened with it. But the blue check was one of the first things we did was kind of partner with Rockpool Finders to make it even more legit and help us really filter those projects that were coming in.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, there's a different type of people in the community, people that have been in the crypto world in a long time, with cryptocurrency and NFT space, newbies, people that had their wallet that got hacked, for example. That's why we're here to be to help them find solutions, and so it's a really strong community. It's made of different type of people with different expertise, and that's what makes us strong.
And this is a great education. As you said before, when you sold the one of the three and that wound up to be the rarest, this is a great education because now in your partnerships with any of these other NFT groups, you can say to them, hey, what if this doesn't sell out? What are you planning to do? Right? That would be I would, in my series of questions for new projects, I would now say, okay, guys, yeah, we're going to help you. We're going to promote this. You guys are going to sell out these 10,000. But let me ask you something. If this doesn't sell out the 10,000, what are you going to do with the other stuff that remains? That's a critical question now. That's really great. Florian, this was great. The only thing that I want to add, and this is interesting, we may take this off in the conversation after this. I have a little bit of a side hustle now. So I've realized that a lot of people don't have ledgers and they don't know how to set up their ledger and the importance of the ledger. Now, you just talked about some of the guys in Blue Check that have actually been scammed and lost their NFTs or lost crypto. What I am doing is I am sitting down with people one-to-one. I am providing the ledger. I bring them the ledger. And I walk them through how they can, open up the ledger, secure, get a wallet, get a MetaMask wallet. I teach them all of that because look, it takes like, 4 months it took like 4 months for me to learn all this stuff and then learn that I really needed a ledger and that my important stuff needs to go on a ledger. So we're just starting to promote that. That's a new side hustle that I've got going on in addition to everything else that I do. It's a good opportunity for, look, I think everybody who's in the crypto space needs a ledger. You also have not gotten a ledger.
No, not yet. I hope it's coming.
Oh, you bought it?
I'm gonna buy one soon. Like I know I've seen like some of my teammates like being like not doing properly things, like maybe not closing OpenSea, disconnecting and keeping their wallet connected to some website, and I've seen what happened. So I really want to, not that I have anything super valuable, but I kind of want to protect my some of my NFTs that I do have,
and your crypto as well.
Yeah.
That's super important as well. I started off, you introduced me to crypto.com. You got me involved in crypto.com. I have a mixed feeling about that company. It's in Hong Kong. It's an international. There are pluses and minuses to it, but now I only buy through Ledger Live. If it's not able to be backed up onto my ledger, I simply don't buy it. It's not a coin that I get into. Okay, this has been a lot of fun. We will be back next week. Who knows how early that episode will be, or late. I prefer early, as you do too. Florian, this is great.
Yes, thank you. It was awesome. It was a good show today. Really,
it definitely was. I think the earlier we're awake and excited and alive, and less things are in our brains. We've got some great guests coming up in episodes ahead. Please subscribe and like this channel. Thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.